Hey guys, it's Kuya Goldlink here. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Got a comment from a guy, Mr. Santos, not really sure on his first name, for a combo video. And I know I did another video where I showed some test hands, but I guess I didn't really explain it. So I'm gonna go through what your main combo lines will be right now, and kind of how you get things started and going. So the cards that you mainly are going to want to see in your starting hand are going to be some variation of like this or like this. If you always start with this guy, Savant Kepler, you're usually in a good position. So what you can do with just these two cards is you can summon Savant Kepler, and on normal summon or on special summon, he grabs you any Dark Contract card. So then you would go grab Dark Contract, and Dark Contract searches out any DD card from your deck. So at this point, you could go Lamia if you want the tuner. If you don't want the tuner, if you want the synchro play, or the fusion play, if you just want a fusion, and then you can go for Swirl Slime here. For this first combo, we'll just go with DD Lamia. And what you can do with Lamia is you can send any other DD card from your hand or your field to the grave to special summon her. So you can't send Kepler because he won't go to the grave, he'll go to the extra deck. So we'll send the Necro Slime to the grave to special summon the Lamia. And then what we'll do here, if you guys saw my my other video, not my combo video, basically I'm using a proxy for needle fiber because I thought I was going to get banned. So here's your grave. I think we'll just go needle fiber here. And then he can special summon a tuner from your deck. So we would special summon another Lamia. And then at that point, we can banish, actually, this goes to your extra deck. We can banish these two, and then you could special summon a fusion. And then you'd have a fusion and a Lamia. The fusion and the Lamia will get you a 7, but that's not a very good ending board, so I would probably go Ghost if you're going needle fiber. I actually think because, what's his name, Cross Sheep is cheaper, you could go Cross Sheep, special summon the fusion, Cross Sheep effect, special summon Lamia back, and you could go for a 7. But obviously the needle fiber play is going to be better. This is going to let you get into a level 8 synchro. So at least your end board looks something like that. So nothing too terribly crazy there. I just put him upside down so we know he's in needle fiber. So that's how you would basically get a needle fiber and a fusion. So that first play was using Kepler. The next play will go with this hand instead, and we'll take these guys out of the equation because this is the typical 3-card hand that you want to see. So what you will start out with is we're going to pitch Slime and another DD monster. You just pitch them from your hand to special summon a fusion. So we're going to special summon the Genghis. And then you can, if you want, you can banish the Slime to special summon Lamia, or you can banish both of these for another fusion. But I think typically 9 times out of 10 you're going to banish that, special summon the Lamia, and then this effect goes off. You can special summon this from the grave, so then this is your field. And then what you can do is you can either go for the level 7 here. This wouldn't be like a very optimal play, but you could go for the level 7, and then you could send him to the grave to special summon, and then that would allow you to make, now this is going to get banished, that would allow you to go into a level 8. So then you could make Crystal Wing or him. Crystal Wing is usually the better option. And then from there, you could banish, say, these two, and then you could special summon the Oracle King or the High King Genghis. He's good, but he can only negate spell or traps on your turn, not your opponent's turn. So you need to remember that when you're summoning him. That's why I typically don't summon him first turn, because he can't interact on your opponent's turn. And you want to have these cards that can interact on your opponent's turn. That's why you want things like Satellite Warrior. So we'll go over, I think, maybe one more combo here. And I'm probably not hitting all the combos. But basically what you need to know is their effects. You need to know that Swirl Slime is the one that you pitch with another DD monster to fusion summon. You're pitching to the grave to fusion summon from the extra deck. Okay? That's main, I wouldn't say it's a combo. It's his effect to special summon fusion from your deck. And then the next one is when you have the Necro Slime and another DD monster in your grave, you banish those two monsters from your grave to special summon a fusion. It can be either of those, but he requires a level 5 or higher DD monster to bring him out, so you can't use those two. It has to be a level 5 or higher. And then the other effect, again, it's not a combo, the other effect would be Lamia's effect. You can use her from your hand or from your graveyard, and all you have to do is send a DD card, any DD card, so, or Dark Contract card, because I believe it says this card is in your hand or graveyard, 1 DD or Dark Contract, yeah. So any DD card or Dark Contract card. So this can be on your field, this can be in your hand or grave. You send that to your grave after you use it, of course, and special summon it. Or you can have it in your hand, and you can discard it to special summon this from your hand or grave. Or you can have any of these cards in your hand, and you can send it to the grave to special summon that. Or you can have a DD monster on the field that can be sent to the graveyard, and send it to the graveyard to special summon. The only thing that you couldn't do is you cannot use the Pendulum monster, any Pendulum monster that's on the field, because when you would send it, it doesn't go to the grave, it goes to the extra deck. That's the only thing to keep in mind for that. And then for combo starters, of course, Dark Contract can search your entire deck for any DD monster. That includes a DDD monster, so like Chaos King, it can search him if you wanted to. You can search Orthos, which is your spell and trap removal. Remember, you'll place him in the scale, you'll pop any spell or trap on the field, and then you'll pop a DD card other than itself. I think you might be able to pop itself too, but another DD card you can search, and then the rest is just the core of the deck. So the best combo that you want to get, or the best hand you want to get, would be something like this, or even like this. This would probably be like your best hand. And I think I've already shown a test hand video, but actually you wouldn't even need that. But you could go Kepler, search, and then you can go ahead and grab your Swirl Slime, and then we're going to go ahead and you can use Swirl Slime's effect. You pitch those two. You can fusion summon, and then you can use the Swirl Slime to banish and special summon, and at this point you can use Where Art Thou. Remember, you'll take 2,000 damage at the end of your turn if you don't normal summon the monster after activating that. So that's just something to keep in mind. So it wouldn't be optimal to use it at this point because we already normaled. The only reason it would be optimal is if we didn't have this, you could search it and then banish Swirl Slime to special summon it. So we probably would not use that card at this point just because you're going to take 2,000 damage unless you wanted to go for King D-Arc. But anyways, from here, you already used his effect. The Genghis, it's a once per turn effect to special summon, so you need to remember that, okay? So from here, we can go these two, and then you'd want to go Needle Fiber. And then Needle Fiber, use his effect to special summon the DD Ghost. And DD Ghost has an effect when he goes to the grave, you can send any DD monster in the grave there already from your deck to the grave. Then when he's banished, you get to put a banished DD monster back in your graveyard. So what you do here, you could actually do Trishula because you have 8, 9. So you could Trish your opponent. If you're going second, throw Trish in there, Trish him. Great, good stuff, right? So you can go for your level 8 here, and then Ghost would go off. You could send another Necro Slime. So we'll just, but I would probably send Lamia, so you have 2 in grave because we're going to have to banish her. And we would go banish these 2 from grave to special summon a fusion. So we would probably go, because we already did that. So probably because you can go for that. You can't go for another level 8 at this point. So maybe the best thing would be to go for that. And then you could just say, use Lamia's effect, send this to grave. And then you could do, this is actually level 7, so you could do 7, 8, 9, so you could do Trish there. Or you could actually do Crocosaurus and draw a couple of cards. But the best combo that you want to do is starting out, you want to start out with him, and you want to step up to the level 7, and then you want to special summon, and then he'll go off and allow you to special summon another one. And then you want to use those 2 to go into your Crystal Wing. So those are the basic combos, and the best one I've been able to get off with my test hands, of course, was I think I actually got a Crystal Wing and Siegfried on the field with Needle Fiber, and then on your opponent's turn you use Needle Fiber's effect. You special summon, you draw 1 card off of Formula Synchron, and then after you've negated with one of these guys, then you would synchro those 2 for Satellite Warrior and pop 3 cards because you have 3 synchro monsters in grave. Sorry about all the glare from the light. Trying to think if I'm missing any other combos. That's the main combo. The only other thing that you can do that I didn't mention probably is using Dark Contract with the Swamp King. And basically what that allows you to do is to send either the DD monsters from your hand, the field, or from your grave, banish from your grave, to make a fusion monster. So if you had 2 DD monsters in your graveyard, you could banish them from the grave to fusion summon. If you had 2 DD monsters on your field, you could send them to the graveyard and fusion summon. Or if you had 2 DD monsters in your hand, and then you would discard them to the graveyard and fusion summon. And the reasoning behind that is because you're not always going to see the cards that get you into your first fusion summon, which are typically going to be these 2 guys. Sorry about that. Because you can discard, remember, for this Swirl Slime, that's a fusion summon. Or if these are in your grave, you can use Necro Slime and banish Necro Slime and another DD monster, and that will also get you a fusion summon. That's basically how you always start off to the races. You always fusion summon, and then for your synchro climbing, you're doing Lamia and that, for a level 7, and then special summon Lamia back for that level 8 to either go for your Crystal Wing or for Siegfried. And then that's your staple level 8. And then your staple end board is always a level 8 with a Needle Fiber, which will net you a draw 1 into the Satellite Warrior, which will pop at least 2, because you're at least going to have 2 Synchros engraved once you go for, if you have one of these. So I think that's it for the combos. If you think I missed any, you know, please feel free to let me know. There are, I mean, it's not a combo, but there are different ending boards. Obviously, you can end with the High King Caesar. You can end with number 90. You could end with him if you wanted. The Gilgamesh, you could end with him if you wanted. But you do need to remember, if you special summon Gilgamesh, you're locked into DDD monsters or DD monsters for the remainder of that turn. When you use his effect to bring out the 2 pendulum scales, you take 1,000 damage, and you're locked in to DD monsters after that. Only if you use that effect to bring out the scales. If you don't use the effect to bring out the scales, you can still go to anything you want. But yeah, I think the only thing that I would probably change would be putting in Cross Sheep, and the reason for that is because I don't have Needle Fiber, so Cross Sheep is kind of the next best thing because it allows you to at least special summon back from the grave and continue your plays from there. So please guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.